Hello, everybody, and welcome to Simulate-it-Yourself. I'm Javier, and as part of my work at the Computational Social Science Group at ETH, I design simulations of cities that can help us to improve the way we design and plan them. The increasing availability of sensors and data in our cities, plus bigger computational power, have made it possible to develop very sophisticated models of cities. Although these models are functioning simplifications of the real thing, it is the cities themselves, they are getting closer to the idea of the digital twin. And what do we mean by an urban digital twin? By urban digital twin, we ideally refers to a full mirror image of the real city. No need to say that the building process of these systems is far from being easy or even accessible for non-experts, but as well for policymakers or urban planners. However, here in this lecture series, we are covering and we are focusing on a very different perspective of the use of these computational models. We want to enhance and facilitate the use of urban simulation as a resource for fostering citizen participation. To open up and expand the discussion. For getting there, in this lecture, we will combine concepts of citizen science, simulation, and open data, hence the name of the lecture series, Simulate-it-Yourself. We aim to provide the needed knowledge to citizens and non-experts for using publicly available data for building urban simulations in such a way that it can expand and improve the participatory city-making processes. Later on, we will discuss in the following lectures some cases and examples of possibilities of using simulation for city co-creation, for enhancing citizen participation. As well, we will cover briefly bad and good practices in citizen participation that we want to address by using simulation. But before getting there, we need to build our own simulation. In this lecture, we are going to summarize how we can create our own traffic simulation scenarios using existing open data. This is extremely useful from the participation and activist point of view. It can allow citizens performing their own assessment of proposed interventions in a city. But even more importantly, simulations results provide a deeper understanding of the effects of people decisions and inform people decisions. It will lead to make people empowered and independent for self-analyzing proposals. For building the aim traffic simulation, we need two basic components. An environment, the representation of the roads where the simulation will take place. This is basically some sort of a map. And a demand, a traffic demand. This is a description of how people and vehicles move around. In both cases, we are using publicly available data. For building the environment, we can use already available mapping data. This is the case of the collaborative platform OpenStreetMap. We can select an area and downloading the information that can be transformed into a map suitable for simulation. All the scripts for this data processing are provided as attached files to the course. So it is easy to follow and you don't need to write any code. As a result, we obtain in a single step, a clear map of the area of our interest, our neighborhood, the city center, that is street that the city council is planning to renovate, you name it. The second component that we need is a mobility demand. It describes trips and movements, and it populates the map that we have just created. There are many possible sources for this information that we can find in open data repositories. Some of them are origin destination data that counts movement between pairs of areas or destinations. Even they are available at national level in some cases. Detailed traffic counts are as well available for many cities in different formats. The treatment can be different depending on the format and aggregation level. But in general, you just need to georeference this location to your map. GPS traces is another common type of information, but usually it's not publicly available. Either they are free to use. As well, they involve many issues regarding privacy. So we can let them inside by now. And as well, from generic and publicly available demographic data, very easy to get from many governmental websites, we can infer mobility patterns to approximate the real scenario. And this is particularly helpful when detailed information is not available for our envisioned or targeted area. Depending on the source, you may need to adapt the data in different ways to build a simulation. But again, no worries, you don't need to code anything. The data and the scripts for building the example of Barcelona are provided. But it would be great if you can use your own data from the city, from your neighborhood, or from any other place that you are interested in. However, keep one thing in mind, keep it small. Don't overrun, don't overthink with a massive simulation that takes too much time to run. As a result, by combining the map information with the traffic demand, we obtain a full simulation of the chosen area. Before proceeding, before going forward, it is moment to check if the results seem realistic. Are vehicles moving as expected? Is there any unexpected traffic jam that you have never seen in reality? It is the moment to check your very first urban model. However, what is more interesting of these kind of simulations is what and how we can use it afterwards. So this is just a starting point. We will explore it in the next session, the next videos, but we can start to ask ourselves how we can compare different scenarios. Imagine that the city is planning to build a new road or is thinking of pedestrianizing a small section of the city. We can try to see the possible outcomes of these what-if scenarios. And this is precisely what we're gonna focus on the next lectures, in the next videos to come. We will explore the possibilities of designing your own modifications, envision plans approved by the city, but as well, we will keep discussing about how it can apply, these simulations can be applied to participatory co-creation processes in cities. Well, I hope that you enjoy. Thank you so much for your time and see you in the next video.